Alright guys, so this is my latest pickup. It's Commodore PET basically. It's 8032 model, which was the UK name for the Commodore PET. I actually rescued this from a local dump, believe it or not. It was actually a friend of mine was at the dump and he spotted it and sent me a picture, and I went down to the dump and the guy actually had it in the back of his car, so he was taking it away to put it on eBay, and I said, look, I'd be interested in it, how much would you be looking? And he said, I don't know, I was just going to put it on eBay and take whatever I got for it. So I said, well, would you take 20 quid for it? He said, no way, not a chance, I'll put it on eBay. There's guys looking 300 quid for them on eBay. And I went, yeah, they're 300 quid, but they're like new. You know, they're perfect condition and they're working. This thing is pretty rough. You can see the rust on it there. I went, right, well, I've 30 quid in my pocket. That's as high as I'm going. And he said, no mate, no way, I'll just put it on eBay. And I went, right, okay, thanks anyway. And got about 2 steps away from him. And he went, alright then, okay, I'll take 30 quid for it. So he was basically chancing his arm with me. So yeah, I paid 30 quid for this. In my opinion, it's still a good deal. So I have done very little to this. I haven't cleaned it. As you can see, it's in a pretty rough condition. If I run a wet finger over it, you can just see how black this thing is. So I brought it home and popped it open, had a quick look around inside it. There's no rat's nests or anything major inside it, so I bravely plugged it in and it's dead. There's power getting to it. I've tested that much. When you turn it on, you can hear the transformer humming, but there's no response. There's no beep from the computer, and there's no display. The monitor is completely dead. There's no static. You can see in through the back, you know, in through the fins on the back of it. There's no glow from the tube, so it's completely dead. But I sort of quickly went round it with my multimeter, and I think the transformer is possibly broken or dead on it. Yeah. So to be honest, for 30 quid, even if I can't get this thing working, if I ever get my own games room, this will make a beautiful centerpiece for it. It just looks like something out of one of the Fallout games to me, Fallout 3. But I'm going to endeavour to try and get it working. In the meantime, I've been on Mark Fixes Stuff. I've been on to his Facebook page and asked a few questions, and there seem to be a few guys on there who are pretty knowledgeable about them. So hopefully with their help, I'll be able to get this working. I'm pretty confident I can get the computer working, but the screen is another matter, because CRTs I know absolutely nothing about. So if it's dead, I don't know, I might go as far as maybe trying to build something else in it, put a Commodore 64 inside it and a different screen, something like that. But yeah, it's, in the meantime, I'm going to try and get it working. Excuse me while I reposition myself here. The cool thing about these is there's just 2 screws, one up in there and one on the other side. You take those 2 screws out and the whole top of this thing tips up, monitor and all. And yeah, it's pretty rough inside here, but the other cool thing is it has a little bonnet stay. I'll try and do this while holding my phone at the same time. So that goes up in there and holds the top of it open. It's just so cool. So yeah, as far as I can tell, this thing is complete. You can see how rusted it is inside there. Remarkably, the motherboard is reasonably clean. I went round, there's a couple of chips on it which are in sockets. So I popped the socketed chips out and give them a quick clean, pop them back in again. And there is a bit of corrosion around here, but compared to the base of it there, it's actually really clean. I actually had the motherboard right out of it, and the back side of it quite clean as well. So yeah, there's a big huge transformer in the back there. You'll have to excuse the dust floating about in here. Every time you move, touch anything in this, there's just handfuls of dust flying off it. Yeah, there's a huge transformer here, and then there's this huge big capacitor. So there's two sides to the transformer. There's these wires come off and go to the motherboard, and then they seem to come back and into this capacitor. And then there's two wires at the back here, if you can see. Two little skinny brown wires which go up and into the monitor. So that's the only wires coming from the transformer to the monitor. There is a cable here which plugs into the motherboard, and that feeds up into the monitor as well. So I'm guessing that's your video feed. And then this other wire here is your keyboard, goes up into the bottom of the keyboard there. So I tested the transformer with it plugged in, and these two brown wires at the back are getting about half a volt each going up into the monitor, so I'm assuming that's not right. And from this side of the transformer, these two light blue wires are getting 7 volts, or 7, yeah, I think it was 7. So there's 7 volts coming out this side, just through these two wires. I'm assuming these two brown ones are neutral. So these two brown ones might be neutral as well. And then it maybe gets a live feed through this up into the monitor once the video chip kicks in. And I also tested this connector here. So I'm getting my 7 volts in through these two blue wires. The two red wires, I'm getting, I think it was about 2 volts if I remember right. This is meant to get a +5 and a -5 signal in it. So I'm guessing these two are +5, but I'm only getting about 2 volts there. And this very end one here, I'm getting a -0.5 volt on it. So I'm guessing that's meant to be the -5 volt. But I really don't know. I haven't even looked up any wiring diagrams on this. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. Only got this tonight. I've just been sort of farting about doing some initial tests, and then it'll be just picking other people's brains to get suggestions, because I don't really know what I'm doing. So hopefully I can get this thing working. If not, there's an absolute mountain of room inside this thing to, I could maybe use the case as another project. I would be reluctant to sell this. I've already had an offer on it. A guy on Facebook basically said, if you can't get it working, I'll take it. But how the hell do you even begin to post something like this? You know, I'm in Northern Ireland here. Anyone who would be interested in this is going to be on mainland Britain. by the time this gets sent through the mail, it would be in pieces. So basically, if I can't get it working, it's getting modded into something else, if possible, or it'll just become a display piece. Obviously, I'll need to take the casing off and sand it all down. There's parts of this are plastic, it all seems to be metal. So should be able to, this bit's definitely metal, so I can take that off, sand it down and repaint it. I will just repaint it its original sort of beige colour, or white. Yeah, so I haven't even cleaned it. My keyboard's going to need stripped down. There was actually a couple of keys stuck down on the keyboard. They're in here somewhere. One of the keys was stuck. Or two of the keys were stuck down, but I just sort of wiggled them and they popped back up again. So it's just been the dirt holding them down. Quite a bit of rust in around there as well. So yes, pretty happy to get this thing. That's it switched on. I don't know if the microphone will pick up the hum. So there is voltage going to the transformer. I don't know what way this huge big capacitor works, but I'm only getting like 2 volts out of it. I don't know how many volts it's even meant to put out. So I'll figure it out. Hopefully I can get it working. I'm going to try my damnedest to get this thing working. Just because it's so cool and extremely rare find for here in Northern Ireland. Basically, I find it hard to find a PlayStation 2 game over here, never mind something like this. I have I do know about the Commodore PET. I've watched several videos on them. Steve Benway actually owns one of these, although it's a slightly different model, but it's the same model number, just a couple of slight differences on it. So I've watched his video and I watched it again tonight there. So these have a 1 megahertz processor and 32k RAM, so it's round about the same spec as the Dragon 32. So yeah, hopefully this will be a project, and hopefully I'll get some more videos up about it as I get some more progress. If anyone has any experience with these and can offer me any suggestions, please do so in the comments below. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.